I'll show you how to capture any girl's attention and make her interested in you. Pay attention to these 6 simple rules, and you'll have women drawn to you. Remember to use these rules with good intentions and to be a genuine man. When you place a girl on a pedestal and treat her as if she's the ultimate prize, something magical happens in her mind. She realizes I'm the one he's chasing after. This realization allows her to relax a bit, knowing she doesn't have to put in as much effort to impress you. She understands that she has options. Number 1, status of the prize. This can be challenging for many guys because they often compare themselves unfavorably to women, thinking they're not as good-looking, outgoing, or socially connected. However, we've all encountered a guy who doesn't have it all, but still firmly believes he's the prize. When you genuinely believe you're the prize and value yourself highly, something remarkable happens. Women start buying into it. When you assign a high price tag to yourself and act accordingly, women will treat you differently, elevating you to the status of the prize. It's quite simple. It's like the chicken or the egg dilemma, but you have to begin with that unwavering belief that you are the prize. Now, let's delve into how you can implement this belief when you're interacting with a woman without directly stating it. Because when she assumes it herself, she'll truly believe it. Number 2, break free from seeking validation. Picture this: when a man and a woman come together, whether it's a date or just meeting up, there's this strange vacuum where both parties try to impress and seek validation from each other. But here's the interesting part. When you stop trying to impress her, something remarkable occurs. She instinctively tries to fill that void with her own validation, aiming to impress you and seek validation from you. Is a natural response, as someone needs to take on that role. Another crucial aspect to consider in avoiding validation seeking is the power of showing instead of telling. Think about it. Instead of telling her about your amazing trip to South America or your recent job promotion, it's far more impactful to demonstrate those traits. Rather than just conveying your adventures, be adventurous with her. Instead of boasting about being a leader at work, take charge and say, "Let's do this together." Actions speak louder than words. When we perceive someone as the prize and desire their approval, we often find ourselves justifying our choices and actions. However, by doing so, we unintentionally convey that their opinion holds great importance to us, and we're constantly trying to impress them. To overcome this, refrain from seeking validation altogether. By not chasing validation, you create a space where she begins to crave your validation instead. Number 3, decision maker. When you meet a woman and ask her out on a date, her interest starts to fade. It's because in her eyes, she perceives herself as the prize based on how you treat her. When a woman realizes she's the one you're pursuing, she loses interest. Here's the interesting part. Women are tired of this too. They're tired of being ghosted and losing interest after a few dates. So how do you change this dynamic? By being the decision maker. Don't automatically be impressed by her, and don't treat her like the center of your world. Instead, approach the situation with the mindset of, "I don't know what I want from her." Show her that she's not the most important person in your life. This shift in attitude triggers something in her mind because it's not how she's typically treated. Now, let's put this into action with something I call next level, deep validation, and next level, deep curiosity. Validation stems from curiosity. For instance, if you find out she's a teacher, the typical response from someone trying to impress her would be, "Wow, being a teacher must have been so challenging." But here's the thing, we don't know why she chose to become a teacher. What if it wasn't her true passion, but rather a family expectation? Instead, go the next level deep before offering validation. Always be curious to learn more. Ask her what made you decide to become a teacher. This approach takes you beyond the surface level. By delving deeper, you're signaling that you genuinely want to understand her reasons. It triggers her subconscious to impress you when she reveals the ultimate reason behind her choice. Then, and only then, you can genuinely express, "That's really cool." By going next level deep with your curiosity before validating her, you not only show genuine interest, but you also position yourself as someone who isn't easily won over. Number 4. Ask her for a favor. When you ask someone for a favor, it triggers something called effort justification. Let me explain. When we pursue something, we want to believe that there's a reason behind it, a logical purpose. So when she's doing you a favor, her brain starts to wonder, why am I doing this? Oh, I must like this guy. It must be worth it. It's an interesting psychological phenomenon. You don't have to go overboard with this strategy or constantly ask her for favors. And don't worry about asking for a favor early on in your interaction with her. However, it's essential to make sure the favor doesn't come across as an excuse to spend time with her. We've all made that mistake before. For example, if she mentions she's good at yoga, don't immediately ask her to teach you. That might make her feel like you're just using her. Instead, you can say something like, "Could you make a video on how to do those yoga moves, or would you mind recording yourself doing a yoga routine?" By making the favor seem genuine and separate from your personal interaction, she'll feel like she's putting an effort and work. And during the process, she might start wondering why she's doing it, creating a subtle sense of liking or attraction towards you. It may sound strange, but it actually works. Number 5, your status. Imagine visiting different doctors. Some doctors go above and beyond, asking if you need anything and providing exceptional care. However, other doctors have a clear policy. If you arrive more than 5 minutes late, you'll need to reschedule your appointment. These doctors have set high standards for themselves and effectively communicated them. Now let's apply this principle to your interactions with women. It's crucial not to allow a woman to downgrade your plans or meetups. For instance, suppose you were supposed to have a romantic dinner together, but suddenly she claims to be too tired and suggests meeting for lunch instead. That's a downgrade in your original plan. Many guys might feel anxious about missing an opportunity and readily agree to the change. You must communicate your standards. Don't let her easily downgrade your meetup. In this situation, you can respond by saying, "Why don't we reschedule for a night when you're free?" It's natural to worry about potentially losing your chance, but in her mind, you've just demonstrated that you're not someone who's always available and willing to adapt to any change. By setting and effectively communicating your standards, you establish your value and boundaries. It lets her know that you have your own priorities and expect a certain level of respect and consideration. Remember, communicating your standards is essential because they play a vital role in how others perceive and treat you. Number 6, prize in her eyes. It's important to understand that when you treat a woman as if she's above you, she naturally starts perceiving you as beneath her. It's just human nature. So how can you be the prize in her eyes? How can you become the man she desires, the one she wants just as much as you want her? Many guys mistakenly believe that treating her like a princess is the way to go. However, the truth is we all want to be with someone we see as the prize. If you treat her like a princess, she may think, "Well, I'm superior to him," which implies that you're not equal. Every girl wants to be with a man who is superior, someone who can protect her. It's a fundamental desire rooted in human nature. We all want someone we feel we have to work for and win over. If you fail to provide her with that feeling, you risk losing her. And thank you for taking time to watch this video. Please show some love by hitting like and subscribe button. See you in next video.